Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the rear subwoofer in a Lexus ES300. This is a 1998 model. I think it's valid for the 97 through '01 as well as a lot of other similar models. Um, this is not a simple process. It's not hard, but this is not for your typical person who knows how to use a screwdriver and pair of pliers. It's a little more involved than that. So if that's not you, then you're welcome to watch the video. But there's going to be a couple more skills required than using a screwdriver. Now, this speaker design is horrible. I hate the fact that it's really not designed to be replaced by anything other than a Lexus, their Pioneer speaker, which you can certainly buy if you want to go that route. You're certainly welcome to try that option. You're going to pay $100 or more for the same speaker, which is, not very good in today's terms. So the first step is you got to get this rear brake light cover up. Now, really, all you got to do is get something underneath the corner there, a screwdriver, maybe even your fingernail will pop it up. So that's step one. You'll see I'm just putting a screwdriver in here, and it just pops up right here at the front edge where I'm working. And then it pulls out. Just be careful because of the brake light. You're going to need to reach in here and disconnect the brake light. That's about it. So this is what we're looking at, so you get an idea of how it works. These are the two push tabs that you were pulling up right here at the front. And then the only other thing was at the back, it slides in. So nothing major there. Now you look at this speaker, you can tell I've already done a little bit of work. Two things: the paper cone around the speaker, I've already ripped it apart. It was already broken pretty badly. And secondly, there's a black ring that would go around the speaker, a plastic ring. It pops right off. Literally, it took no pressure at all from a screwdriver to remove the black ring. That's about all the only changes that you'll notice between this and if you were starting this from scratch. Just want you to know why mine looks a little bit differently than yours. There are 4 number 10 bolts, 2 here at the front, and there are 2 at the back that you'll need to take off. So the next step is to get those 4 bolts out. I won't make you watch that. And then simply reach in here and play a little game of Tetris and get the speaker out. And you'll see I've already cut the wires, but you're going to need to cut the yellow and black wire here that connected to the speaker. So just pair of cutting pliers or whatever, knife. Get your wires cut them as close to the speaker as possible because you want as much slack as you can. Now here comes the hard part. We have to cut this speaker out because this is all one unit. I know it's ridiculous, but it's all one unit. So we have to cut the speaker out, and the best way to do it is to cut on this edge right here. Whatever you want to use, whatever kind of tool. I'm going to use a Dremel, and it worked great. But you need to cut right there. That's going to free up enough room for you to buy a third-party speaker and drop in here. So again, I used a Dremel. It took me, I think it took 3 of these wheels, these cutting wheels, to get through the entire speaker, but really it didn't take me more than probably 10 minutes to cut this entire speaker out. So just run around the edge. I'm cutting the speaker out and kind of staying as close to the base of the frame right there as you can. And then once you're done, you'll be left with this empty frame. I'm going to simply take a razor and scrape off the adhesive from the old speaker that was kind of left behind. You want to scrape that off so that your other speaker can sit flat. You see how it looks once you get all that junk scraped off. Now you will kind of notice that where I cut the speaker out, it's jagged. It could easily cut you or easily damage your new speaker. So what I do recommend is I put a sanding wheel on my Dremel, and I went back around and smoothed it out so that it wasn't going to damage my fingers or the speaker. So now the hard part's done, really. So I picked up this little speaker. It got pretty good reviews. It was pretty inexpensive, this kicker. And there's not much to putting it back in. The only thing I want to caution you about is make sure that whatever speaker you decide to go with, keep your the wire terminals toward the right hand side of the frame like you see here, just because that's where the wires connect and you don't have a lot of slack underneath there. So I simply lifted this up, and I'm not going to show you because, again, I'm assuming some level of knowledge here. I drilled little pilot holes everywhere that I could once I got the speaker centered, and I used a pack of screws I picked up from Lowe's. Now these are 1/2 inch number 8 screws. I would probably recommend, after the fact, that you go with maybe 1/4 inch if you can find them, because after I put these screws in, I did have to cut off the back side of them so that the speaker would sit flush. So just notice that. So you'll see I put all the screws in. They fit perfectly. Now, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. Hopefully you're at a level where you know how to put on some terminals on wires. These terminals actually came with the speaker, so just putting them on, getting them ready so they can push onto the speaker much better than the old hardwired way that the way the other speaker came. Now I don't know what it is. As easy as the speaker is to get out, I have struggled every time to get it back in. I don't know why, but it just seems like it's way harder to get back in. So let me connect the terminals up, and then you're going to see me struggle, and I'm not going to make you watch the entire struggle. Hopefully you have better luck getting it in than me. Kind of picking up the cardboard, the carpeted cardboard, and getting in there. Again, it's like playing a game of Tetris, I felt like. So after a little bit of a struggle, I finally was able to get in there, and that cardboard will flex a good bit. And also, if you do damage it, you're not going to see this area, so it's not a huge deal. Of course, once you get it flush and flat back in there again, next step's going to be put these 4 bolts back in there. I don't want to insult your intelligence too much. If you don't do this, you're going to get a nice rattle from your speaker, and if that's what you're going for, then don't put the screws in. But I recommend you put these in, otherwise it's going to sound horrible. And of course, the last step is going to be to put the brake light cover and speaker grill back over the top. Reconnect your brake light, just pushes right in, nothing to it. Slide the back in first, and then push down on the front, and you're good to go. Hope this helps. I know it's a longer video, but hopefully this helps somebody else out there that don't have to learn the process. See y'all soon.